What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Draco Springs, and RK Motorsports Consulting. Speaking of RK Motorsports Consulting, we got the man from there here on the show with us, along with his cohorts. So it's more like the three Stooges over there, I reckon you say. We got Randy Keene on the phone. We got Jeremy Conaway, and we got Earl Ramey on the phone here with us. What's going on, guys?
What's up? What's happening, buddy?
Hey, guys.
Oh, anyway, I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up, y'all?
Who?
Who? Who's David?
Your legs don't fit
Sound
no
like
tree.
an owl already.
Oh, this is going to be a fun episode. Y'all are in for it tonight. Oh, anyway, let's get into it. How's everybody's day been?
Everybody say what?
I said, how's everybody's day been?
Oh, it's been good. We've been all huddled around Earl, helping him get ready for the show.
Fun stuff. Jeremy, when'd you get into town?
We got it in Saturday night.
Saturday night. So how much?
We had a nice dinner with some sponsors. Yeah.
How much partying is going on since then?
2021.
There you go. How much partying is going on since then?
Not too much. We've been behaved.
We don't do that.
We can't do that. We're on COVID restrictions.
Oh, that's right.
You know.
Well, before we go too far here, for everybody that doesn't know that's listening, Jeremy, how about tell us a little bit about yourself and let everybody know where you're from, what you got going on, what you do, everything.
Oh, I run super late models. We're from Springfield, Illinois. We traveling team, try to go out and do as much as we can, try to see where we line up at and do what we do, and we try to get out. It's good for us because we own a race store, so the more we're out in front of customers, the more we can bring people back and, you know, try to get more clientele out of it too.
Aren't you out of Chicago?
No, I'm out of Springfield, Randy. I am not out. They're not in Salt. that Chicago is its own state in Illinois.
That's Jeremy's nickname, by the way.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
Chicago.
And very salty. Or Rambo.
It's the only blue. It's the
Like
only blue county. Huh?
Oh, that's fun. Well, Randy, what you been up to? How's it been going, man?
Oh, just been busy, you know, and unfortunately we can't. PRI was canceled this year, which that's kind of a bummer. You know, this is the time of the year that we're getting ready for that, or we're already up there. So, that's kind of tough. But, the end of the season's kind of reached us. I think there's a race this weekend down south somewhere, a dirt race. I know Trent Ivy is heading over to it, but other than that, we're just kind of, regrouping and hoping for the best in 2021 down at Speed Weeks.
Brady, I always think there's a race somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, all the Wild West Shootouts coming in January, I guess. That'll be before the races in Florida. So, yeah, not too much going on right now, guys.
Oh, cool deal. Well, let's go over to Earl real quick. Because if y'all don't know, he is the Charlie Daniels of the torque wrench.
That's it.
That's right.
He rebuilds engines, and his name's Earl. Earl, what you been up to, man? We've been trying to get you on here for too long, and we finally got you on here. What's going on?
Just been busy, crazy busy. Getting ready for this show this weekend, which is a pretty cool little deal for us. Like Randy said, since PRI got canceled, we actually get to have something here in our hometown, not too far away. So just getting ready for that. And believe it or not, we are absolutely slammed getting ready for next year already. And it's just December. So nobody's waiting till the last minute there'll be a lot to wait till the last minute to get ready for next year. But we're pretty busy here. Got a good group of guys, and a lot of new things happening here at the shop. Got a new chassis dyno in. It's been staying pretty busy, but we're pretty covered up.
Cool. Well, kind of talking about that this week, or the show coming up this week. For everybody that's listening and maybe want to go and check it out or whatever, kind of give us a lowdown of what's going to be there, what to expect, and what you're going to have in your booth there, and kind of give us a whole lowdown on that.
We were fortunate enough to be asked from ProFab Headers, which is one of our header companies that we do a lot of business with, asked us to go in the booth with them. And we did have a pretty cool deal lined up with the car show toy makers, and we had a pretty nice booth set up. We'll still have one, and they unfortunately had to cancel because of COVID restrictions. Right. But we're going to have 2 late models in there, 2 Longhorns, a new one from Wesley Page, and then we'll have my son Derek's late model, super late model in there with the LS engine that we've been developing for the last probably for the last year. We're going to have that car in there. And then we're going to have 2 other super late model motors and a 602 crate, a 604, and displaying their headers and all the other great vendors that have everything to do with us, like Jones and KRC and all that type stuff, and SRI, all their products will be bolted onto our motors. So I think it's going to be a pretty good deal. I think there's going to be a lot of people there since PRI canceled. I think it's going to be a big success. Of course, a lot of them had to cancel because of the COVID deal, but I think it'd be a pretty big deal for us.
Earl, we see you. It stinks because we're not going to be able to make it up there because we have prior work engagements, unfortunately. But anyway, Earl, we see you've had some new toys to play with there at your shop, I guess you say, and tell us a little bit about all that you've had going on.
Yeah, we just recently put in new chassis dyno, and that's been absolutely amazing for our business. It's been great for our customers, been great for us. We've learned a lot. You can do all the dyno tuning you want on an engine, on the engine dyno, but once it goes into that race car, everything changes, so right. It's been a really neat deal for our customers to bring their cars here and us work on it and try different things. They get to try any kind of different thing they've ever dreamed up, and we get to try different stuff, and we've actually gained a lot out of it. But we actually just started our new shop here in March, I believe it was. I was just doing stuff out of my garage at home, when I retired from the NASCAR deal. I just kind of built motors at home and raced with my son and just tried to make a living, and the next thing I knew, I was super busy. I was 50-something motors behind. So
wow.
I had a buddy of mine that owns Grease Monkey in Mooresville, and he'd been after me for a long time to go back in business. And I'm like, man, I'm not sure. I'm kind of happy doing what I'm doing, but the business just took off and it really got huge, and it was more than I could do. So it was a good opportunity for us to get a new building. We got a real nice facility in Mooresville, and Carl Williford and I agreed to go into business together and start this new journey. And we got all our own machines, and our goal is to eventually have everything in-house where we don't have to rely on nobody. But
that's awesome.
It's been a great success. I mean, our business is tremendously picked up, and we got stuff all over the country, like Jeremy. We're starting to do some stuff for him again, and we're pretty excited. We got our own personal race car that we run, out of the business, my son driving it, Derek Ramey. We're kind of limited to the races we can do, but we try to hit anything that we can. Yeah, it's been great. It's been
cool.
Real good.
Well, that's awesome.
Very blessed.
I hear you right there, man. So, can you let the cat out of the bag, or has it got to remain secret? What's the biggest number you've seen come off the dyno?
Oh boy, what kind of style car?
I don't know, just the biggest number you've seen come off there.
Biggest
I
number.
think it was like 6,000 horsepower.
No,
That went in Jeremy's
is one
car.
thing that my customers really they trust me, and that's one thing that we all agree on is we don't let anybody know anybody's numbers from each guys. Everybody works hard on their stuff, and we respect that, and they respect us, and they want us. They want to feel comfortable that we're not going to tell the other guy that they're racing against what they do or what kind of numbers they got or anything like that. So,
Absolutely.
in all honesty, that's just something we just kind of keep under the hat,
There you
Call
go.
respect.
There you go.
Let me ask Earl a question while we're talking about this. And so Earl, on the Max Air fan.
Yep.
Now, is that something that have you been able to run any numbers on that fan?
Oh, absolutely. It's been probably 4 to 5, especially on our crate stuff. It's really picked up our crate stuff. It's probably been 4 to 5 horsepower, honestly,
Really?
on
Okay.
between
Wow.
604s and 602s. And that's quite a big deal. The instead of running a steel 4-blade fan, which takes away horsepower, we was able to put that Max Air fan on there, and we gained 4 or 5 horsepower, so the customer absolutely loves that, so, and it's kind of up to them to make sure that it cools it good, but even just like on a chassis dyno, when you bolt that fan on there, you can, when you're checking timing or you're standing around anything, you could feel the air just blow in your head, so I think it's going to be a great deal.
That's good. That's good. That's why, guys, we talked earlier the first time I was on the show, we're talking about, resources and teamwork and working with the right people and all that kind of stuff. And that's what, that's the first I've heard of that, had time to understand how the Max Air fan is a Gorsuch Performance product that we'll be carrying at SRI Performance. And, it's good to be able to have those types of numbers and stuff. And I didn't realize you guys already were at that point. So
Absolutely.
That's a big difference.
That's huge. All right, well, Randy, while we got you there, you're just speaking of SRI Performance, and we've always talked with you with RK Motorsports Consulting. We've heard you've had some big news coming out, so if you can let everybody in on that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it's been something that we've been working on for a while. I mean, with SRI Performance, I mean, it goes way back to 2014 when I worked with PFC Brakes. We done a lot of work through SRI Performance, and so we started building a relationship back then. So it's been something that we've been working on for a while, and it's pretty neat to kind of go out on my own over the last couple of years and kind of understand that side of the business and working with Earl and even Jeremy. Jeremy with I Racing Supply up in Illinois. It helped me to the point where I've got, I'm up in the Northeast a lot. So, Jeremy's got a pull down rig. He's got those kinds of things. So me being on my own, it was, I had all these resources, and that's what really kept me relevant, if you will. And, so now coming with SRI, I mean, the huge benefit on both ends for us. I mean, it's, with SRI, of course, we got all the products now. I'm not just, just working with brakes and a couple other components I've got. I mean, we could build a car now, from front to back. And then also, the neat thing is that with SRI, I mean, we've got we're not just selling parts and the products. I mean, we're there for technical support as well. And, going to SRI and again, having Earl Ramey just right down the road and just hearing the stuff he was telling me about the fan, I mean, it's good to have those resources. We're all kind of tied in together. So it's been pretty neat. I'm looking forward to 2021 and years to come. And, but at the end of the day, it's just been, a good deal all the way around.
That's awesome. That is awesome, man. That works. You know, we're not trying to be selfish about this, but with Randy, that works out great for us. You know, keep it all. You know, we've talked to him for months now and had SRI on here. So, hey, joining forces. Nothing at all wrong with that. Nothing at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, all three of us, Jeremy, myself, and Randy, all have something huge in common, and that's Greg Pernelli and SRI Performance.
That's right.
You know, we all have the same dealings together. So we're all the time, you know, talking to each other. You know, anything new comes up, we share it. And, you know, Jeremy's able to share it in the Midwest, and Greg does anything he can to make sure we all have the best stuff to work with.
That's absolutely awesome. That's wonderful.
That's the cool thing really about SRI, David. Real quickly, they're just to me it seems like a big family over at SRI, and everybody kind of helps each other out, and so I know y'all fit right in with them for sure.
Actually, Greg and I started at the same time back in 1995, 1996. I had actually left Cup and started my own business called High Tech Racing Engines. And I did NASCAR truck teams then. And I was probably in business 6, 7, 8 months. And Greg come along, and he wanted to start building. And Greg rented the other half of the building. And I'll never forget it to this day. You know, he came in, and it was just him with an old red Dodge pickup truck. Well, it was kind of newer then. But a flatbed trailer and a rack of steel. And a 5,000 square foot building had one rack of steel. And that's how we started Stock Car Steel. And
that's
we
awesome.
used to have to stop building motors and go out and help him unload the steel, you know, and put it in a shop. And man, what he has become since then is just unbelievable.
It really is. That's a short amount of time, too.
He gives back to the sport, too.
Yes.
Definitely.
He gives back to the sport more than anything in the world.
He's just one of the guys that are true about helping people out and giving back, and it's probably one of the most fair person in business I've ever been around. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you walk around the pits, and pretty much everywhere you see, there's an SRI sticker somewhere on somebody's car, pretty much through there. So, like you say, he definitely looks out for a lot of people. And we actually did a live show from SRI. We were able to take the tour through there, and man, that's unbelievable what they have in stock, and the biggest thing is the spare parts. It's ridiculous how many or used parts that they have. Jesus, and that's good stuff. Looks like so. They definitely take care of their people for sure.
For sure. Well, Jeremy, I got a question for you. Who the hell showed you the Reface app?
God almighty, no shit. That's what I want to know. Well, Dad and I both want to know how the hell.
He's not real fond of it.
Neither is Earl.
Hey, the reason we're late for the show because he was actually there making one.
One of my new dance
He was doing the last one before
Yeah.
the show started to get loosened up.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy done one, and you know we travel a lot in the hauler, and I get bored. And we're driving down the road, and I seen it, and I just started laughing, and I'm like, and I done mine, and I sent it to Earl, and he's like, "What is the matter with you?" And I'm like, "Hey, if I could make Earl embarrassed or laugh, I said I got to keep it going." So, but now it's kind of getting out of hand because I get requests. I'm kind of worried about him.
I get requests.
Okay? I mean, do you need something? Do you need to talk to somebody?
I get some requests every once in a while for him now. So, but my old man wasn't very happy. He just sent me a text like, "You need to take that shit off the internet." He's like, that's not very good. So you don't still have to. No, I moved out, Randy. You know, I was thrown out. But,
hey, What do you think about Randall? I think he needs to do a couple videos.
Yeah,
that is
he would be
exactly
good.
what we
could
need.
probably put it on like Tina Turner's body or something. Well, I might premiere one of them later, so keep an eye out for that. Me and Randy's gonna do the face swap.
I'm ready. I can't wait.
You guys got any requests while we're on it, or I mean? Oh boy! I mean, I do have those dance moves in real life, though, just so we get this out on air.
I think if you ever find Days of Thunder on there, put Randy on that one. That'd be
Yeah.
Who's he gonna be?
He's gonna be Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, that'll work. Oh, that's great. Well, anyway, all right. Now that we're past the most important question, all right, Jeremy, we hear that Illini Racing Supply has a big open house coming. So, give us all the lowdown on that.
Yeah, we started our stuff last January and put together a shop in Illinois, and I've been working with Earl and Illinois. It's no S, and it's not Chicago either. It's Springfield. I first came here. I met Earl several years ago, and he introduced me to some good people here. And I've learned that there's a lot of ingenuity and really cool stuff, around here. And my goal was to bring everything I could to the Midwest to people that don't have those resources. And I don't think they realize how far in advance things are around here. And the big thing, like at home, some things that when you have technology or certain stuff like that, people attend, a lot of overcharge to it. Where guys around here, they're so used to it, they're very fair. So that's why I was always drawn here. And
Everybody here within a mile.
yeah, there's no secrets. There's secrets here, but there's no secrets. Like, these guys have seen it all. They've worked in cup shops, and they've been through everything, and they understand it. And so we started a shop up, and actually Earl introduced me to Greg, and Greg helped us get going. And we started out as a safety store, and it started growing and growing. And January we moved into a new location. And I mean, we got a nice building, and we do consulting. We got pull down rigs, shock service, sell a lot of parts. And
on the consulting side, though, Tilly doesn't consult.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, Tilly's time is just a part person, so do not call and ask her any kind of setup advice.
Come on now, y'all can't be throwing Tilly under the bus like that.
No, yeah.
He's right here in front of us.
You just Google up some of his videos, and you'll see that his consulting is not what you want. Yeah, we put the stuff in, and so the open house, we've been having it going for about a year, and we wanted to do something. And I invited a lot of the guys that helped me in the Carolinas here, and I got Earl coming to talk about motors and stuff to do for crate guys and supers, and just teach people some things that are simple stuff. And I got Randy coming in, and he's going to do some stuff with brakes. Actually, I think it's something about making your pedal hard so you can stop good.
Well, I mean, that's one thing that we try to do. Because having a soft pedal is not.
No, soft pedals don't work.
You got to make it pedals hard.
Pedals hard, right, Randy?
Yeah. So we're going to show everybody how to do that, and keep that throughout the whole race.
Because I mean, when I first met Randall, he came over to the shop and he made a pedal hard.
What's your main car owner's business?
He's a pharmaceutical.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Randall likes him.
Yeah. He tries to get us to import the blue pills to him, but he won't do it.
You got to sling in some samples, man.
I mean, because I'm probably the most serious, most business oriented one.
Okay. Anyway, back to the open house. I invited Profab, and I got Andy May with Zeta Engineering, and they're coming to do. We're doing free seminars. So these guys are going to talk for 2 days, talk to my customers in the Midwest, and introduce some really cool stuff that maybe they haven't heard or they got questions about. And Draco will be there with the trailer, and Fox will be there. A lot of my guys will all be there, our sponsors. And it's just going to be a good deal. And I really encourage anybody, even if you don't live by us, to come in and be a part of it, because it's not many times that you get free services. And
It's kind of like going to a PRI, but
Yeah.
it's more personable. Everybody can be around each other and
yeah,
talk and in a quiet atmosphere. Well, kind of quiet, but I think it's going to be a great deal. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
the Midwest is really an untapped market. Like, you know, I mean, got a lot of friends and stuff that race, and I mean, they search real hard to find stuff, and we just feel like it's our duty to bring people the technology that we can to help the race program. Because let's face it, if guys don't go fast, there won't be a sport no more. You know,
Right.
Also, like where Jeremy and them's from, they don't have stores like we do over here. You know, we got SRI right across the street. We got SRI Dirt Drag 15 minutes away. We got Stock Car Steel 15 minutes away. We have Bilstein right down the road. You got Owens right now. You know, everybody's here. These guys don't have nothing like that out there. So, you know, I think it's a pretty good thing that he's trying to bring what we have here to where racing out there, dirt racing, is huge, 15 times bigger than it ever thought about being around here.
That's what I was going to say.
And one of the most important things that we have around here is fresh chef.
Yeah. They just delivered us some nice steaks, actually.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Is that white spider in there?
Yeah, everybody's eating, and we're.
I think Earl probably knows the owner. I think they come up here a lot, right?
Yep. Good people. Every time we're in town, I tell you, it's pretty hard not to stop by there. Old Fresh Chef, it's good.
Well, we're gonna have to go check that out with you guys soon. That's for sure. Well, that's the thing that really crazy to me is, you know, me and David talk about it all the time. We go up to Ohio and the Midwest area. There's a dirt track pretty much every county. And there's racing every night of the week pretty much. So it's crazy to me that they don't have a supply store or the abundance of that up there. So, Jeremy, what y'all got going on is a great thing.
We have guys that drive 2 hours for pop rivets, you know, I mean, and it is kind of baffling because we have some major. Matter of fact, the guy that owns Fresh Chef just sat down next to me, and he's a pretty good guy, man. He takes care of us well when we're in town.
Well, how you doing tonight?
Good. How about you?
I'm living the dream, sir. Living the dream.
There you go.
Just brought in about 9 nice meals: some filet mignon, some chicken asparagus, or some chicken Alfredo with asparagus.
Did you get my chicken parmesan?
I did get your chicken parmesan.
Leave it at the range. You got to be the oddball.
We got some blackened chicken came in here. All fresh food, no freezers. Got several locations around here in the Charlotte market. Earl Ramey Racing's been really good to us over the last year or so, and great partner to have. And they do a phenomenal job.
So what's it going to take to get one in Springfield, Illinois? Because it's far drive to get some good steak.
Find me about $200,000 and an operator.
There you go. Well, next time you guys are up, we want to take you over to his place.
We will definitely do that. We're on.
Wine and dine you, and it's game on.
Definitely so. It will definitely be game on. That's awesome. Earl, I want to get back to you real fast. And you touched on it there a minute ago. And just for our listeners who don't know, you know, we got some dirt guys and stuff. They know, you build engines and stuff for dirt cars, a lot of. And tell us a little bit of your history, though. We know there's a lot more history there, and you touched on the NASCAR stuff. So tell us a little bit where you got your start at back then.
Well, he started with Ricky Bobby racing on Talladega Nights where it all started.
He still don't know what to do with his hands, does he?
Oh, cool.
That's where I got my degree.
He was the first Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder. He was in that movie. He didn't even have to face swap it.
Actually, when I was like 13 years old, I was living in Florida, and my brother was an engine builder at Bolaw's Automotive, which does carburetors. Bolaw's just recently died like 2 weeks ago. And, but that's where I got my start. I was 13 years old, and I was tearing down engines, cleaning parts, all that type of stuff. And then when I graduated, you know, I fell in love with the racing deal, and I graduated high school. My parents moved me back to Ohio in 12th grade, made me go to to school there for my last year. And the day I graduated, I left and come back to North Carolina. So I'm a halfback. I was born in Florida, lived in Ohio for a little bit, and then moved back to North Carolina. So I'm a halfback. It's a halfback.
He's confused.
Yeah, right. So my first job, right out of high school, I took a job with Sapco Racing, which was Kyle Petty, with the Mellow Yellow team. And before that, I did a little bit of traveling with the Heinz 57 car, Jimmy Spencer, on my off weekends. I would go and, volunteer and help them guys. And that's kind of like when Days of Thunder was made. So I got my taste of NASCAR then. So I was fortunate enough to get a job as a machinist and didn't know nothing, but a guy by the name of Doug S. took a big chance on me and gave me a job to train me to be a machinist in NASCAR. Awesome. So that was like in 1989, and that's when we got the Mellow Yellow sponsorship. So I stayed at Sapco, worked for Kyle Petty for about 5 to 6 years, and then it was the best organization. Felix Sabates was the best person ever in this world ever worked for. And, I kind of I learned a lot in 6 years how to be a machinist. So then I got an opportunity to go to Robert Yates Racing. So in 1996, I believe it was, I left, or 95, I left and went to work for Robert Yates. And let me tell you something, that was the best thing I ever did in my entire life, because I even learned 10 times more, because I learned how to build motors. I learned how to do everything. And then one day, Robert was just such an awesome guy, but, he would come into the machine shop, talk to you like a human being. And I got to thinking, I was still young. I had 2 young kids. And I'm like, man, this guy started from nothing and made something out of it. I want to do this. So I had the bright idea to go out and finance $500,000 worth of equipment and start high-tech racing engines, but I was going to hire somebody to run that deal for me and still work at Robert Yates. I was a lifer there. I changed front tires. I did machine work. I did everything, That's back when there was 40 guys on a team, not 500.
Right.
So it was a good opportunity for me, and I'm like, man, I want something for my future, So I went in the next day and I told Robert, I said, Robert, I bought all this equipment, but I'm going to have somebody else do it, run it for me. I just wanted, you never know what NASCAR is going to be. You may be there one day and gone the next, so I wanted to look after my future. And he thought that was the greatest thing in the world.
Sweet.
Everything was great. Well, the next day, Doug didn't think it was so great. You know what I mean? Doug come to me and said, look, you eat, breathe, and sleep this place. So you need to sell everything you got, your dirt car, your, all your machines you just bought, and, you got to have a decision by 7 o'clock next morning.
Wow.
Well, I'm like, oh, shit. So they made the decision. Doug made the decision for me the next morning, and I pull up to the race shop. Outside the gate was a cul-de-sac, and my toolbox is outside the gate. And I'm like,
Jesus.
Well, I guess this was my decision. So that day, right. So that day, as a young guy, I was probably 30. I don't know, around 30 or whatever, So I started my business called High Tech Engines at that day. 2 days into it, I'm scared to death. Like, how the hell am I going to feed my family? How am I going to do anything? And a guy by the name of Barry Dotson was the crew chief of the 2-truck NASCAR Craftsman truck driven by Mike Bliss at that time.
Yep.
And he showed up at my little rinky-dink shop, and he's like, I need help. Robert told me to come over and see you. We blew up the first 4 races this year. And he's like, I'm going to give you a chance. And I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? So I'm scared to death. So I'm like, what I got to lose? You know what I mean? So I built them a motor that week. They went out and finished their first race. They finished like 15th or something like that. They'd already blew up 4 races in a row. They were way back in points. So he gave me that shot, and I worked my ass off, and it paid off. We literally went from dead last in points to finishing, I think it was second that year, second in points.
Wow.
So that set a how do you say it? Yeah, precedence. And so all of a sudden, the next thing you know, I'm like the Ford Motor King in super truck racing, So I went out and got a bigger shop, moved all my stuff over there, and within decals. So I really worked hard. Sure did. Yeah.
You were big.
Then within 9 years, I did 72 different truck teams.
Wow.
I mean, it's pretty impressive. You know what
That
I mean?
is.
So, like back then, you had the guys that did the cup motors. You had guys that did, back then it was called Bush. You had Pro Motor did all the Bush motors. And basically, I did a lot of the truck motors. I wasn't the only one, but I did the majority of them. And I did it for 9 years. And then it was great. I had the world by the balls. Everything was awesome. And then, NASCAR kind of flunked. The economy flunked after 9/11. And a lot of the sponsors come up, and like Ford, I was exclusive for Ford, for Dodge for 2 years. I signed an exclusive contract where I could only build Dodge motors. And then 1 year, I was Chevrolet, and then 1 year, I was, all 3. So there towards the end, the sponsors come in and like Ford, instead of saying, okay, I'll give you $1 million for your engine program that year and you can go where you want, they said, we're not giving you cash no more. You have to go to Robert Yates to get your motors. We're paying him, So, things kind of started getting really, really tough. And I was young. And I started my own truck team in 2003 on a bet with Billy Blue that I could finish in 15th and the crew chief's blaming me, the engine builder, and I'm blaming the crew chief, and we're both blaming the driver, so Bill, one night, Billy Blue goes, I said, he's like, well, what are you going to do? You got to step up your deal. And I'm like, listen here, dude, I could fucking take I could take a truck this weekend, out-qualify this thing, and outrun this damn thing. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, and he's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, really. So I'm like, oh, shit, put up or shut up. Well, you know what? We did. So we started 3 races in at Bristol.
Now, what year is this?
This is 2003.
2003, okay.
Wayne Edwards drove my truck. It was, I borrowed a number from Ricky Sanders. It was number 19 because we was guaranteed a spot because I was like, damn, at least we can get in the race. I'm guaranteed a spot. So we took that, and we actually qualified like in front of them. We finished the race 15th that night, and I think they finished like 20th. And then I'm like, holy shit, I made $9,500. We're going next week. You know what I mean? So next thing you know, we end up finishing the entire year as a truck team owner, and I'm probably still to this day the youngest truck team owner. I'll never be considered that, but I did it. You know what I mean?
There you go.
But it was a lot of stress running a company, building 6 or 7 other teams' motors, and trying to run my own truck team at the same time. And that was right beside Greg Finelli's Stock Car Steel in the same building.
That's awesome.
2003, right?
That was 2003.
All right, what happened in 2004?
2004 is when everything kind of went kafunk, and everybody's, Dodge made Dodge guys go to Dodge, Ford guys made Ford go to Robert, Chevrolet, you could only go to Childress. So the money kind of went defunct, so Robert's like, Earl, I'm telling you, there's only going to be 3 major engine builders in NASCAR. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Well, that's what happened. So I had the opportunity to sell my business, and I did. And I went ahead and sold it. So I went back to work for Chip Ganassi for a little bit, and then Evernham wanted to hire me. So I took the job with him, and I thought, this is it. This is where I'm going to retire. I don't have no stress no more. I just got to show up at work at 7:30, which I got there at 7:35 every day. I was still late then. We had a meeting every morning at 7:30, and I was the last one up the steps trying to get back in my table.
I mean, you're usually
Which everybody knows me. I'm always late. So.
You're early when I'm here. We go to breakfast.
Like 10:30.
Yeah. I mean, we do good.
So after Evernham closed up, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of chasing this dream.
What year was that? 2005?
9.
2000. That's where up to
2009. Yep.
We're up to 2009.
Yep, up 2009. So I just, at that point, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do whatever I want, go race with my son. So him and I went raced together for a while, and I built a motor out of my garage here and there. And then
Where it is.
It's where it is. A year ago, it got so busy I couldn't keep up no more, so we started another business.
And there you go.
That's it.
There you go.
Hey, fellas, I don't know if I can follow that.
Hey, you only got one swear word in that whole conversation. You did good.
You did really good. Well, the moral of the story, of this whole story, Earl Ramey can build some race engines. That's all I picked up from all that.
He's a badass. That's
what it is.
One thing I want to know, though, I want to know, there's a 10-year gap there. We didn't hear anything. I want to know what happened in those 10 years.
Well,
I've been around, okay? That's all you need to know.
as I alluded to at the first of the show, there's even been songs written about Earl.
There has been, bud.
Yeah, there is. Seriously.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
That can't come up.
We talked about the other day.
I know.
Okay.
Nah.
All
that's awesome.
Jeremy, Earl's got to go pee.
All right. Well, Jeremy, since we talked about your the open house coming up, all that fun stuff, let's talk about your racing a little bit. Tell us where you got your start.
I'm not quite as elaborate as Earl. I didn't do any NASCAR or nothing like that, but.
Well, what year are you talking about?
Yeah, I started racing motorcycles as a kid, and my uncle drug us out and beat on us and made us go fast, and I got to thank him a lot to my racing career with my dad. My dad always had cars. We had really good drivers that raced for us back in the Midwest, and I just kind of raced the bikes until I felt like it was need to do the cars, and I mean, Shannon Babb drove for my family, and Ed Ballman, Stevie Shepard, Brandon's dad, Matt Taylor. I mean, we had some really good guys always in our stuff, and I always raced the motorcycles. And one day my dad's finally like, you're going to get killed. You need to get in the car. And we kind of dibbled and dabbled in it, and I've done it, and I had kids, and I raced the bike so much and did so much racing. I took time, and my dad always owned a business, and it's I've been raised family first, and we did family, and I respected it, and I took care of my kids and done stuff with them, and I still raced. Didn't race a lot, and this year my kids are finally old enough for they don't. I don't feel so bad, I'd say, for leaving when they're babies. And actually this year we kind of out and ran the most. We ran almost 70 nights this year, and
wow,
got our feet wet. And we're kind of really excited for next year. Got a lot of stuff going, and seeing what we need to do, and it was a good time, and met a lot of good people, and realized really what the traveling guys are about. And I'll tell you what, people should respect it so much more. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. There's so much preparation, so much work, and anybody that has a family and travels and races like this, it's pretty tough. Like you're away from your kids, you're away from your wife, you're away from your everything, and you're stuck in this little hauler with 5 other guys, and there's sometimes where you want to kill each other, and but it's racing, and you dig at it and you keep going and go back to the MLRA thing. But we're going to do the whole Hell Tour next year, and just kind of hit some of the bigger stuff, and see what we do in our own backyard. I come around here, and there's some pretty good tracks around here too that we come to. Lancaster's starting to become one of my favorites. That's like the super speedway of dirt.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
So
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we was pretty successful, in motorcycles and in the cars, and I won a few races at home and stuff like that, and I just never done it on the level we're doing it now. And I think here for too long we'll probably be pretty good. I see us moving forward, and it's just it's a big learning curve. It's a huge learning curve, and the guys we race against today they're bad dudes. They're all awesome. I mean, I'm telling you, the guy in last place is awesome. I mean, it's a tough sport.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when there's 80 cars that show up to try to make a 25-car field, they're all good. That's for sure. Well, kudos to you and everybody involved to help you out and to get y'all where you need to be, because me and David said it before. I don't understand how you guys do it, to be able to travel all year long up and down the road, to go run for $5,000 a night. I mean, that's a lot of dedication to do that. So thank you for you doing that, and everybody else to keep having some big crowds at all these shows, for sure, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I know it's cliche, but it's the fans. I mean, it really, you go there. We always have fun, and we're very interactive with people, and I think people know that. Like, we like to hang out, and we like to talk to people, and the kids especially. I tell people all the time, and other drivers, when I kind of speak my mind sometimes when I shouldn't. And man, if you can't take 5 seconds for a kid, you probably shouldn't race.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's right.
If they ain't here later, we ain't going to have racing. So you got to keep these kids involved and parents, and that's the fun part. That's what keeps us going, and they end up being kind of your family away from your family. You get people that travel, and they can't wait to see you. And it's pretty cool. You wake up, and man, they deliver breakfast to your rigs and our dinner, and it's pretty nice. And racing communities, it's unlike any other. I can tell you that.
Or either Tilly makes you a pizza at 1 o'clock in the morning. One of the two.
Yeah, we won't talk about Tilly's pizza. That microwavable pizza ain't exactly the best. But Tilly's he's our road chef. But I'm tell you what, you guys seen guys parked next to us. That boy throws some steaks down and shrimp, and it's got the whole pit smelling. They think they're at the county fairgrounds. They all come over. Yeah, Randall, you can tell and next thing I know, I'm like, damn, Tilly, where'd my steak go? He's like, oh, well, I gave it to what's his name because I'm gonna sell him some parts.
There you go. Hey.
He ain't gonna sold it, but he gonna sell him some parts.
I gotta go in and eat ramen noodles.
But Jeremy, to that point, because when you go to a race, I mean, you got to have a chef, right? I mean, we all go. There's always a cook.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you this, guys. With all the teams that I'm fortunate enough to work with, I don't know if there's one out there that can hold a candle to Tilly.
No, he's bad. Tilly's bad. I've been around a lot of racing. He does a good job. He should be on Top Chef.
Yeah, so you guys, if anybody's at the race is listening to this, and Jeremy Conaway's race team's there with Tilly, you've got to stop by
and get a piece of something. Yeah. I don't know what the piece would be, but a piece of something. Shrimp, steak, hot dog.
Yeah. It'd be something. It'd be good.
Season, because that boy's seasoning her up. But man, while we're talking racing, I like to thank all my sponsors. I got Zeta Performance and SRI, Parkland Environmental, Race Clean, Stop Tech, Fox, ProFab, Draco, Dynamic Dryline. Randy, he helps me a lot with the Stop Tech stuff. Gorse Performance, Base Fuel, Maximal Performance Bodies. Earl, man, we had some motor troubles early with some of the stuff we got, and came back on board with him, and he got to work right away and help us stay out there and keep stuff going. And I got to thank my crew chief, Mark Tudor. He's an ex-NASCAR crew chief, and he kind of took me on a couple of years ago when Earl introduced us. And I know I drive him nuts. We drive him crazy because we're just some silly guys from the Midwest, but we try hard. And Andy May over at Zeta, he does a wonderful job with helping us too. And that's what I mean. It just come over here, and it's pretty cool, And I gotta think too, to be honest. Like on the road, we've had some pretty good guys. Dale McDowell is one of my favorites. He's always the first guy to come up if we're together and talk to me about how to be better. And Chris Ferguson also, he's always helps me out. And it's just nice to have guys like that you can go to and get some stuff. And when we're at home, I got other guys. I got family in racing too, and Shepard helps me, and Shirley and Fagers. Them guys just all cool, and it's pretty cool, when you get them guys that help you. And we do a lot of stuff with them too, and it's kind of more driving stuff. Them guys have so many laps, and you gotta have that edge. And like I said, these guys, they're not playing, man. It's I tell people all the time, that dude that didn't make the show that finished last, he's bad. That dude's good. The stuff's different nowadays. It ain't like it used to be.
That's right.
No, it's unbelievable.
And on that point that you're talking about everybody helping and stuff, it's crazy to us because I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to down anybody, but it's almost completely different from the asphalt world going to dirt, because dirt guys always, if somebody tears something up, I've seen people blow motors, something like that, and all of a sudden you see guys over there from every team they're parked beside trying to help that guy, even though they're racing against them that night.
Yeah. Absolutely. We parked next to Jeremiah Hurst and them guys, and we've tore a few quarter panels off, and man, them guys jump right in and they're putting quarters on, or we've done the same for them, and that is right. I mean, that's what it's about, that's
right.
Dirt racing's different. It is different,
It is definitely different. And you even say, talking about family and taking your kids, and we've been to a lot of asphalt and dirt stuff, and I'm not knocking on the asphalt, but you take your kid into dirt pits, walk them around. I took my little boy to Charlotte, and everybody took him in. Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, that's how it should be. It really is. And everybody, I mean, they don't act like you're below them or anything else. I mean, everybody should come up and talk to you, and it's helped us a lot. And Randy's definitely helped us, get to know you guys and a lot of others also. So it's a totally different world, but it's really cool, especially being on the road as much as you guys are, being around each other so much. It's really cool that you can definitely have that connection with everybody for sure. But speaking of the of next year coming up, Jeremy, you gonna run any of the speed weeks or anything that you gonna try to go down there any?
We might try. We got some cars we're putting together. We got our open house, and that's kind of special to us. Like we really feel like, putting some dedication into our customers, because that's what keeps us going too. So
right.
But we might plan on shooting down in end of February, or maybe and doing a few weeks and come back. But man, I'm kind of excited about this Bristol thing. I know this could be kind of fun. It'd be kind of neat to do.
Oh, it's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge. That's gonna be awesome, and I am looking forward to it as well. Getting to see that kind of action on the dirt there. That's gonna be sweet.
That's gonna draw a huge crowd.
What do you think? I mean, compared to, when was that? 2001? That dirt was on there last?
Yeah, I think it's down there. I think it's going to be, here's my take on this. And because I like asphalt and everything, but I think Bristol's going to be an eye opener for some pretty big people. Going to see the turnout and probably.
Yep.
I know might be some conflict of schedule with some of the Lucas on that weekend, but I bet when they watch the cars go around that place and see Earl finally got out of the bathroom and
Good
see
God.
what it's about, man, I think it's going to be awesome compared to where it was. The cars are so much faster, so much more speed. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's going to be an event.
That's going to be a huge event.
You know, you can learn more about getting a track prepped right and doing stuff like that. I knew back in the day they had problems like wheels and stuff. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. But, man, the cars today are going to flat get around there. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, I think you'll definitely see track records coming back again. But, man, I think that's the biggest thing. And like you said, with crowds. And the dirt world has grown so much in the past 5 years at least, more than that probably, but it has grown tremendously. I mean, any dirt race you go to, the Super's there. It's pretty much sold out, pretty much everywhere you go.
Yeah, I tell people on that note, like I try to spread the word too. Is like, look, if you can go to a local race, please show up for our local tracks. But if you can watch it on pay-per-view, please do that also.
Exactly,
because that's only helping our sport grow. And bigger companies are wanting to get involved. I mean, that's what helps us as a racer is people see that, and, you know, that's where the marketing partners and stuff come in. And we need it both. We need people to show up in the stands, and we need people to watch it on the internet. You know, we need the people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to definitely happen. And, you know, me and Davis talked about this before. You know, we'd love to see dirt race being live on regular national television. We'd love to see that. I know it's hard to do because you got there's a lot of stretch there with qualifying and heat races and this, that, and the other. But I mean, you know more than anybody that once they start, they pretty much roll through. I think they could do it. I really do, and I don't think it's that far away. They keep going like they're going.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna throw it out here, but they start doing this stuff, and there's as many people that watch us as there is the Cup stuff nowadays because we're all the same fans. And they're going to start seeing how many people are buying these pay-per-views, and they're going to jump on board. And I would imagine here for too long you're going to see this stuff on, you know, on national televised because it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, even in our sport, I mean, look how many Cup guys are owning late model teams. You know, they're seeing it too, and sprint car. You know, so dirt is making a big comeback. I mean, it's coming.
It is, and you know, and that's kind of the worry that me and David have had, and we've talked about it. But you know, NASCAR has gotten way out of hand. NASCAR has gotten away from racing. It's gotten away from family sport, going out racing and having fun. It's gotten away from that because of money. We all know that. It's just I think money has screwed up that sport, NASCAR wise.
Yeah.
I really hope that dirt gets to that point or gets close to that level, and I think it will. I just don't want it to ever change as far as the family aspect. I don't want it to change, and hopefully it doesn't. But it's getting there, man. It's growing fast.
I don't think it. In my opinion, I don't think it'll change because there's there's so many dirt cars and so many races and so many level of it where, you know, you have NASCAR, which is NASCAR, and
it's the only thing that's ever going to be a family sport.
It is. It's just, I mean, it'd be hard to come in and take over dirt racing because, you know, you get hillbillied up on that. That won't work out. I mean,
exactly.
They ain't going to work.
Yeah. Well, going back a minute, while we get you on the phone, Jeremy, we done made this a long conversation. Might as well keep on for a minute. I know because you were there racing on it. Charlotte put out today at the dirt track at Charlotte that they actually finally said that they had a dust problem there, but they figured it out and they're getting the right dirt hauled in to put on that track. Was it that bad when y'all were running it?
I mean, when I had walked up to watch, you know, cars going, I was like, oh man, this is not, because like Charlotte's fast, boys. It's you roll out, take the green, it's wide open, no brakes. follow the floor and steer the car. It's fast. And you don't come off the pedal, and I was like, this is going to get interesting. But on the track, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was on starts, but it kind of cleared out once the wind kind of got going. But I don't know. I mean, Charlotte, it's its own animal, in my opinion. That place is pretty awesome, but for fan-wise, it's not good. I mean, in a way, I'm glad there wasn't, the typical ton of fans there that didn't get to enjoy it. But I wish it was better. I'm glad they're doing something. And, I mean, a facility like that, I'm sure they're going to do it right.
They said their hydrogen and pH content was off.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, who determines that?
Yeah. I don't know, but they didn't put...
My H2O's off sometimes also. But
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I get a little blood in my alcohol stream. I mean, I know how it works.
That was definitely rough, but I hope they get it right. And I want to see them run more races there during the year, man. It's a fantastic
it's
track.
An awesome facility.
I mean, run more races there.
It's fun to watch, but as a driver, it's man, when it's wide open like that, it wears some stuff out. That's the thing. And I mean, it is cool. It's definitely a cool place, and the environment's cool, and the people, and you finally get a lot of the guys from around here, like I said, that come in there, and you get to talk to really interesting people that are in the technology world of racing, and it's just a neat place. That's why we come down here. We ain't fastest, but man, it's good to come and learn and be around the right people.
Definitely so. And speaking of, you talk about wear stuff out. Did you have the issues with or did you see the issues with the tire wear there?
Yeah, we blistered some stuff up. I think we wore out turn 3 wall ourselves the first night. We wore out more than tires, but second night we did a lot better. But yeah, it was very hard on tires. But like I said,
Good at 3 4.
Yeah, I was fast. We was fast. I mean, we put a show on. Yeah, no, my pedal was hard. Well, I was just telling that.
I think that header, that right side profab header,
yeah.
that right side
they got that
header, either that right front brake pad
so hot. Yeah.
That was the
maybe
issue.
Maybe the right rear got that exhaust, brought that Ramey heat out of that motor.
Exactly.
And it blew on that right rear.
Exactly what.
So hot.
That is some sponsor plugs there. Let me tell you.
all of those guys, when he came out of 2 down the backstretch, he was on a pole run.
That's all it was.
We was rolling, but
there's no doubt about it. I know Larson broke the track record a couple times.
Oh my God!
Oh, here we go.
He's got top 6 Euro drag products and all that stuff, but Jeremy had the same equipment. But I will say, Jeremy did. He come out of 2, and like you said, things happen so quick.
It does. It's fast. That's where I think I got my first. I'd call it super speedway experience. When something happens, it's over.
Well, we wasn't going to tell him, but right front valence kind of went under the tire, but we didn't tell him.
Yeah, my crew guys didn't.
2 days later,
they didn't wave me down. It was like, just go.
Just go. Drive it harder.
Yeah, you pull out on Charlotte, and
he spent way too much time on that pull down rig. Is what he did. That was pull down.
So you get out there, and I'm not kidding you guys. You ask anybody, you go on that track and you put it to the floor, and you don't come off that pedal, and it's just no brakes and just steer. It's fast. That is a fast racetrack.
Well, that's awesome. That's cool, and it's awesome to get the driver's perspective of it. Us coming from the fan side of it, so it's cool to hear the driver perspective.
Well, we all drove it that night. He was just behind the wheel.
Yeah, they were all. I had dudes, and hey, speaking of that, it's so horrible. I got to dress my flag guy up in a hot dog suit so I can pick him out in the crowd because I don't get it. Like, you guys ever pay attention? Yeah, exactly. But when they all wear the same sticks, they all have the same sticks on, the same shirt, and they're all pointing a bunch of stuff like you're at a major league game. You have no idea. You didn't even talk about what they're doing. They're like doing just like they're the flagman on the last lap. You don't even know what's going on. Mine only knows the point to the top, and then he bitches because I tear the quarter panel off. I'm like, make your mind up. I mean, what's the quarter panel? Right.
You better hook your cell phone ring either in the middle of
Yeah, because if the phone rings, Tilly's on the phone. He's gonna sell parts in the middle of the 50-lap race.
Hey, priorities, you know.
Gotta do it, bro.
Yeah, we almost told us that there.
Hey, listen, we got Andrew Garris sitting right here beside us, Mr. Profab himself. Give him about 2 minutes here. And,
or we're going to have to hear the rest of her story.
Yeah. That's
Hey,
the
what
main
up?
guy. He's
That's-
the one that's got this whole show going on and really helping him with it and helping us and everybody else. And we got to support him.
Awesome. That sounds good. Andrew, what you got going on, man? I see y'all got a cool booth coming up.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we're going to Hickory, and the first person we always have, you know, we always say headers are ugly sitting on a table. Like, nobody knows what they go on. No one knows what they look like. So we always go to our engine builders to get
Mitchell and Earl.
Yeah, Mitchell and Earl. And the other ones always do the work. Those two just sit up here in the air conditioning in the nice room. But Earl doesn't get here until 12 and leave at 2.
Typical.
Typical Earl.
Yeah. But no, you know, Earl's kind enough to throw some motors together, or Mitchell was, not Earl, to make sure we have, you know, motors on stands with headers so we could display them nicely. And then they decided to bring Derek's car with obviously with the LS in it. So we also built headers for it, and so I'm pretty excited about it. You know, I mean, we're gonna have a good sized booth and a lot to display. So what?
It was coming to be in our booth talking.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. I'm sad now. I was looking forward to it.
You just ruined the whole thing for him.
So we're super excited, like I said, and we'll have a lot to offer. Obviously, we'll have T-shirts. Earl will have T-shirts. We'll have headers for sale. They'll have motors for sale. So hopefully everything sells. I don't like bringing stuff back because then I got to unload it.
There you go. I definitely hear you. Well, cool, man. Before you get off, tell us how to get a hold of Profab headers and get your stuff out there.
Right, for sure. You can look us up on Facebook. Always, I know a lot of people message us on Facebook, but we also have a website, profabrication.com. You're also welcome to look us up and give us a call. I don't really like people calling me, but
Here's his personal cell phone.
Yeah, right. No,
Call it.
No personal cell phone calls. No, I don't mind. I have customers reach out to me all different ways, all times of the night. And that's one thing I do is I try to answer to everybody, no matter when.
That's
Absolutely
awesome.
right. What do you? I mean, as far as headers, what all do you build headers for?
Oh man, if it's in motorsports, we pretty much do it. I mean, we do everything from NASCAR to IndyCar, Australian supercars. Dirt late models have been huge this year to us. Asphalt late models, asphalt modifieds, drag racing. As far as we do a lot of NHRA pro stock stuff, pro mods. It just goes on and on. I mean, we do all of 600 Racing's legend car stuff. So I mean, pretty much if it's motorsports related, we do it. You know, we don't do a lot of street car stuff. We'll do custom car projects for SEMA and that kind of thing. But other than that, it's mostly everything in. Bang bangers.
Bang bangers.
Bang bangers.
Bang bangers. There we go. I knew that was
Got
going.
a new 4-cylinder header. It's like $3,000.
That's awesome.
Jesus God.
It's titanium.
Yeah.
It's for the front wheel drive cars. I want to ruin that class.
Don't
There's
we
so
all?
many people think it's just cheap and they can race it.
What they say?
Yeah. I can't wait to sell a 4-cylinder guy a $3,000 header. It's gonna be awesome.
Hey, ask him about our last time we had a cookout here at the shop on a Friday night, and we decided
We drove all the way. Where we go to? Port Royal.
Port Royal.
Yeah, we
Somebody said it's gonna be badass
and we literally loaded up in Jeremy's toter in an hour, and we all left and went to Port Royal.
And I'm still
Jesus.
single after that one.
That's good.
Yeah, that just shows you our dedication. Like, we gotta be. We're always about racing. You know, that's what I'm saying. If you could be there, be there. That's the only thing that's gonna help our sport.
That's it.
Right. That's it. Well, Randall, I got a question for you since you sitting over there being all quiet and everything. Oh,
I don't know if I can follow all this.
you got to somehow pull it together.
I just wish you could see his head. The light shining off his head.
Oh,
He got his own Christmas light over there.
That's awesome.
keep smiling.
Hey, he's the nicest dressed one out of all of us. You know that. That's
Well, yeah,
He's all about business. All about business.
business in the front, party in the back. You know,
So I'm gonna have Earl turn the light off before I answer this question. Then
no, nothing bad. I mean, we know you know you're kind of on the other side. You know. And you got a bunch of drivers out there also. Tell us a couple of cars you got that you're affiliated with now, and the guys that you're going to be helping out.
well, I mean, it's coming on board with SRI Performance. I mean, it's it really grows our teams, and so there's some that I'm still going through the list and understand who we're going to support when we're at the tracks. And but hey, Kyle Strickler and his new PPC ride. I mean, that's
huge, yeah.
But we do some stuff for Kyle and his new ride, and looking forward to continuing our relationship. And also with Kyle, we do stuff through SRI Performance as well. So
Right.
And the stop take brake system. So but hey, Billy Moyer Jr., Shane Clanton, Jeremy Conaway, we do his brake systems, and he does get a lot of other components from SRI Performance. And hey, Kyle Larson, with Kevin Rumley, we do a lot for those guys. And the list goes on and on. But a lot of work we do too, guys. We talked about this the first time, is that we do a lot up in the Northeast, and with the big blocks and pro stocks, and actually we have Earl. It's not going to be announced tonight, of course, but I mean, be kind of keeping up with him and what's going on. He's going to be doing something very special
Awesome.
with one of the teams up in the Northeast. So we're excited about that too. So, but from Kenny Tremont to Mike Mahaney to Matt Williamson, Stuart Friesen, we do a lot of Stuart Friesen, the Draco Springs with him, and so man, there's just so many. Oh, absolutely. We do street stocks, pro stocks. I mean, we're in every form.
They got a set of stock takes on. I think we just put on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We'll have to look into the front wheel drive stuff.
Yeah, that's
You did their balance bar.
Yeah, can you make their pedal hard? Randall is known around the pits for getting people's pedal hard. Just right there.
It's a hashtag, apparently.
Yeah.
That's it. Well,
They say that now, but I tell you, like Jeremy in a race, running 130 down the straightaway.
It was real hard. Well, it was too hard.
He has a soft pedal. They were in there working on his car for 2 days. And
hey, in Charlotte, you don't need pedal. You don't need a brake pedal in Charlotte, right?
yeah.
Well, I didn't need brakes in Charlotte. Then they told me I needed them after that.
Well,
and on the brake system, when you guys, and there's tracks that you don't, use a ton of brake, but I mean, what you're looking for then is the drag. I mean, you want to reduce the drag in the brake system, and when you're not on the brake, you want the brake to be released. I mean, there's some cases, and that when you're off the brake, I mean, there's still some pressure on the caliper.
Well, even as a driver, when you're on a track, people's like, well, why are you trying so many brakes, Randy, when there's no brakes at this track? Well, let me tell you something. When you need them on that big style track, you want good brakes.
And then,
and
to Jeremy's point, I mean, when you get on a dry slick track, and we've talked about this before, I mean, you're looking at a lot of trail braking and dragging the brake center off and those types of things. So there's, in all seriousness, I mean, we all know that there's a lot to the brakes. And again, we do a lot of testing with Jeremy and a lot of other teams, but it's, that drag is very important. I mean, that's something that, again, when you're off the brake pedal, you want to ensure that you are off the brake and there's no pressure on it. So.
Right. Exactly. Well, Randy, one question I have now that you've moved over to our good buddies SRI, and one thing that I think is so important that you do when you can, you're always at the track. You're around your guys that you support and that you put brake systems on. You're going to have a couple other companies there with Stop Tech, PFC, and Willwood, I think it is, right? Yep. So that being the case, are you going to still be at the track, still helping these guys out and doing what you can?
Absolutely. I mean, that's another piece to come in, with SRI Performance. I mean, we've got pretty much every product that's available, and you guys know me. I mean, you've been to the tracks with me. I mean, it
right.
really doesn't matter what you've done, or, we're going to be over there helping you with whatever we can. So, whether you're on PFC brakes, I mean, we carry PFC brakes, we carry Stop Tech, of course. We carry Willwood, APCO, AP. Earl's over here just playing with my hair. So I'm really, but,
why, I just had a question. How did all three of us get put in one room together?
I don't know. We're going to have to read. What do you think this?
That should be against the law.
No, I love it. I love it. It's awesome.
You here to see how uncomfortable Randy is right
now. I was, look, guys, I work.
Randy ain't even had a beer tonight.
No, I can't have a beer.
You can't have a beer.
Uncomfortable. Right, bad.
I cannot have a beer. Look, and I worked on my hair for 30 minutes before I got here. Earl was running greasy Earl Ramey racing.
He was prepared for that Skype video. We didn't even do it.
But no, I mean, again, it's and one thing too, guy, I want to point out, to the drivers and of course all the work Earl does and the late nights and all that stuff. I mean, again, that's why we're at the track. We're not, again, with SRI, we have every product available, and it's we're not just answering the phone and selling parts. I mean, we're at the tracks. We're, if there's engine questions, we got an engine guy. We got shocks and springs. And it's, we're more than just answering the phone and selling a product. There's a rhyme and reason to why we're selling to you. And,
well, absolutely.
And again, we're at the tracks, and we're at a track every week. Anywhere across the country. So.
That was a cold, fresh beer for Randall.
There we go.
But anyway, we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to helping everybody. With all their products. And there's you're right. I mean, there's going to be guys that run PFC, because I'm come from the brake world, and guys that run Stop Tech. And I mean, to be honest, I mean, it's really good to get back with PFC, and a great organization, and Derek Dong and Chris Dillbeck and Marianne and everybody over there. They've always been really good to me, and it's exciting to kind of be a part of that again. And they've got some really good products. And then, Travis Gorsuch with GPS and Stop Tech, we've got some, absolutely. And so we got some really good products with everybody. And I kind of see, to be honest with you, I believe there could be some mixing and matching, when we talk about the brake system. I mean, I've got the best of all worlds right now, the way I look at it. And again, just talking about brakes is, because again, that's my wheelhouse there. And it's, I'm excited about being able to help everybody from pit stall number 1 to pit stall 100. And again,
it's not about what you run, what you run.
That's it. So, but we're looking excited. We're very excited about 21, and I'm very excited about getting out of here and getting washing my hair. But I will say, while we're talking, again, I have to thank Earl and thank Jeremy and, for everything we've done together. I know we've been together a long time, and thank Jeremy for giving us the opportunity to come up and be part of his open house. I know that's big for him, and even Earl, I mean, his son Derek. I mean, I've always tried to work with these guys as much as I can. They help me, we help them, and it's like Earl talked earlier with his dyno. Just having our Gorsuch Performance fan, we'll carry that at SRI Performance, and being able to have that data behind it, the horsepower behind it, and the airflow and all that stuff. So there is a lot of good work that goes on, behind the scenes, and so again, we're just kind of And last thing I'd like to say is, with Travis Gorsuch and Stop Tech, again, we're going to be carrying his products and some titanium lugs and quarter panels and all those types of things. So again, it's bringing everybody together, like we talked before. Absolutely. And so like we talked the first time, guys, it's more, getting everybody together. And we talked about how we all work together. Now we're really all working together. So
that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. And that's great. Earl, I got one last. Earl,
that was nowhere close to Earl's story. He's still on 2009 or 10. So I'm gonna get him back to you so he can get through the last 20 years.
Is he done? Is he done peeing yet?
Maybe. Who knows? He probably just put a diaper on.
You're my life history. I'm done.
No. I got 2 questions left for you. First, what kind of assembly lube do you use that you just put in Randy's hair?
Vaseline. I've heard that one before already.
It depends on what they sell over Scores.
There you go. Second of all, the next thing I want to know is why were you on vacation down here less than an hour from me and didn't tell me about it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, when you was
talking about Earl?
Yeah, when Earl
on vacation, bud.
you were down here at the beach. You were down.
He was at
You were
Ocean
down here
Lakes.
at Ocean Lakes down here in Myrtle Beach. I saw it.
Come down and see me.
We found out after the fact from your pretty beach photos.
Who?
Oh, we got photos leaked. Was he in a Speedo?
He was
Backwards.
You like it?
I did. I put a heart on it on Facebook.
It had SRI across the crotch. Yeah.
There's not enough room for all your sponsors on a Speedo, Earl. You got to do better.
Randy's stressing out. Randy's stressing out.
Randy wears a shirt that says D's nuts on it.
All right.
No, you guys really that close?
Yeah, we're right here in Florence, South Carolina.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we're not far at all.
All right, next time you come to see us.
I see a live podcast from the
I
beach.
do shoot from the beach. That's gonna be our next one, from the beach.
There
Let's
we
do
go.
it.
Hey guys, we've had
Randy's stressed out.
no, we've had Tilly time staring at us all night. So maybe you can ask him a question or two about his.
You guys know Tilly's famous from Dirt Nights, don't you? He's kind of a TV star.
Is he? Is that
Tell
so?
us about it.
Tell us about that, Tilly.
So a couple years ago, I helped out the Bash Brothers, running an IMCA modified on the Dirt Nights tour, and then they ended up going a different path, hanging their helmet up, and this is how I ended up down here hanging out with Jeremy and.
How was that being? You hanging out with Jeremy?
It's been good. We've great relation. We've grown and made the business better, and we're ready to get 2021 going.
That's awesome, man. Well, while we got you on here, since you like selling these parts, tell us how they get in touch with you to buy some parts.
You can look us up on Facebook. We got everything on. We're starting to have some sales coming up for the show. Got good things coming along for 2021. Give us a call at the shop, 217-341-5019, and we can get anything you need. Anything from dirt to asphalt, fuel, got it all covered.
Can I put in a to-go order for steak and shrimp?
I think we could do that. When's the next race?
I don't know.
We're gonna make it work out.
That's not gonna be a to-go order. I'm just walking up in the holler, eating it right there.
I'm gonna take Jeremy's steak.
Once a week.
There we go.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, cool. Well, Jeremy, tell them how to check you out all on the social medias and everywhere else.
Yeah, you check us out on 1521 Motorsports on Facebook, or our webpage is 1521motorsports.com. I try to the other night I posted something on Facebook. I'm trying to get going with some of the drivers, is trying to share their apparel with other drivers and tag it and move, because that helps out a lot of teams to sell that stuff, and that really helps. But you also got me. I really want to thank my mom and dad this year for all the traveling I did to hang out and take care of my kids and bring them to me when they could, and that means a lot to me, because that's pretty tough not being around, and they don't get the credit that's deserved. And the Shastine family too. He's my partner in the store and the race team, and helps us out when he can. And they're a great family, and I just appreciate everything them guys have done. And that's I really need to stress out just the people about just trying to get to the racetrack. I know the COVID thing's killing us, but really need to start filling these stands back up for these promoters. It's hard to get us all there, and when we get there, that's what keeps us going. So
that's right.
We appreciate it. We appreciate guys like you that get us on and talk and kind of spread the word, and but it's all about that social media and sharing and radio and whatever we can do. That's where we need to be. Like I said earlier, we're all one big dirt family, and we need to stay at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. That's right, and that is a awesome way to peace out on this interview. So I want to thank all y'all.
Forgot about me.
What was that?
How many times do I gotta thank Tilly Time? I mean, the dude's got his own logo on my race car. I mean, now I gotta think on television. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Officially thank him, Jeremy.
We all thank Tilly.
Tilly does put in a lot of work. He's like my manager, buddy. He's all over. He wears quite a few hats, and I yell at him a lot, and I don't mean to, but he does a good job. And Austin Bobo, he helps me out. He's a crew kid, and I mean, it's just I couldn't do it with all them guys, and it's just a lot of work, and we appreciate everything, and appreciate you guys even for having us on tonight, and glad we could do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Randy, Earl, Jeremy, Tilly, everybody, thank y'all very much for coming on, but mainly for taking us in, essentially, and helping us so much and to help us grow. And you treat us like family, and we couldn't ask for more for sure for that. So thank y'all very much, and we look forward to seeing y'all soon, hopefully, and we'll all get back on here and do this again.
Yeah, awesome. Anytime, let us know.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys very much.
Not a problem. Thank y'all.
Thanks. Bye.
Man, that was absolutely awesome having our little round table discussion, I guess you say, here with Randy Keene and Jeremy Conaway and Earl Ramey.
I can't believe they didn't kill one another.
That was probably the most fun interview we've ever done.
That definitely was. It was a lot of fun.
Not even an interview. That's our thing with those guys, and we try to get with a lot of guys. We don't want to feel like we're interviewing anybody. We just want to talk to, hang out with friends, and that's kind of what it is with them. The first night that I met Jeremy and Earl, technically, I had talked to Earl a little bit on Facebook before that, but the first night I ever met them, I was trying to cover a few things and get some stuff for the show, and all of a sudden Randy calls me. He's like, "Hey, come over here to this hauler, this part back here at the back. They're not even running, but this is Jeremy's hauler. Come up in here and get some pizza."
All right.
I was like, "All right, I'm on the way." It was 1:00 in the morning by that time.
They take us all in though, man. They don't even care, dude. They're really cool people, great guys. Great companies, great business partners for sure. So there's so many things there that you can't ask for better service of anything related with dirt or racing. Period.
No, you definitely can't. Definitely can't. So that was cool to have them on, and we will definitely have them on more because they're They're good friends of ours, not just acquaintances through the show and stuff. They're good buddies of ours. So that's cool. Well, anyway, moving on now. This past Sunday was the
Wreckfest 50.
Yeah, first race of the inaugural Chicken Bone Alley Winter Nationals. That is that Pebble Machine has graciously come on to help us with. Ford Bite also, SRI, Checkered. I want to thank all of them coming on. And like Sterling said, it was more or less the Wreckfest 50.
Man,
I don't know what all was going on.
Yeah. No, I don't either. I really don't. I tried to stay out of trouble. Did my best to do that. I went to the top. Track slipped off a lot. And went to the top, kind of stayed out of everybody's way. And it helped a lot. I had a lot of bike. Had a lot of forward momentum coming off the top. I really did. But didn't have enough to win the race by no means. But didn't think I did. Kind of thought I'd be a 5th, 6th, 7th place car, which is where I qualified, 7th, I believe. And I did a little better than that. I thought, well, I know some people got kicked out of it because of reckless driving and whatever else, and they may have been up there contending for the lead, but regardless, top 3, first race, pretty good.
Can't complain a whole lot.
No.
That's pretty good. So, but anyway, we got our winner here on the phone. All right, and on the phone now, we got the winner of the first race of the inaugural season of the Chicken Bone Alley Winter Nationals, Cole DeMint. Cole, what's going on, buddy?
What do you say, fellas?
I don't know it. You been doing all right today?
Doing well. A little chilly up here in Ohio, but we manage.
I hear you, man. Well, where are you based at up there in Ohio?
I'm based out of Peebles. It's about an hour's drive or so, maybe not even that from Portsmouth. So it's pretty much the same Southern Ohio area.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get into it. You won our first race at Lanier there in the dirt and legend cars, which is kind of your wheelhouse there. We know it was a little crazy race on our racing there. Tell us a little bit about your race anyway.
Yeah, crazy might be putting it politely. It was it was all good fun. I mean, the legends on there, I don't think quite drive like they do in real life. But with that being said, I think that race ran a little over an hour for 50 laps. Started up front, was leading. Some things happened, went to the back, came back to the front, and like we were talking there earlier, it was about just surviving it, and just was able to basically survive and come out first.
Yeah, well, that was one thing that kind of was, I was running it too, of course, and it was a crazy race. Qualified decent, I did anyway, and went to heats. I was able to transfer, made it into the main. I think I started 7th, I believe, and man, the track slicked off majorly. I could not run the bottom, middle, nothing. I had to be dead in the wall. I don't know how you did it, man. Tell us about how could you run in the bottom there? How could you keep the drive off?
It's just a lot of throttle control, honestly. And I mean, it may be something that actually translates over from the real things. The real legend car, with your horsepower to weight ratio and your small hard tire, you're basically always spinning. So
right.
I guess you could say that translated to a slicked off track like that. It worked out better for me to keep it as straight as possible. The fastest way on anything is a straight line. So
yep.
That's really what I was doing on there, if I remember correctly. Just really backing up my corners and trying to just hold a straight line and look in the mirror and hope no one was coming behind you to clean you out.
Well, that happened quite a many times. Like you said, took an hour, I think, to run 50 laps, and there was 21 cautions in that race. A little crazy. We couldn't get going very, very good there, and but I will say for the top most of the time for the top 5. Actually ran pretty clean most of the time. It was pretty fun. You know, going to asphalt this week, Legend Cars at Langley, I believe. So what do you think about this week? What do you think you're going to have for
them? Definitely need to put some laps in. I'm not much of an asphalt guy myself, but I've got a feeling that we may end up with the same situation again this week.
Don't say that.
You know, on dirt, you get that happening on corner entry. I think what we may have is going to be on the exits, the asphalt deal. It's and you guys know it's the exit on the asphalt. It's a lot easy to just go ahead and loop her around when you don't even mean to.
Yeah,
you're squeezing that throttle a little too soon, and I think we're going to have plenty of that come next week. But I mean, it's, you know, maybe people settle down a little bit and we can get some laps in and just have some fun with it.
I hope so.
Hope so too. Well, if I'm gonna put this out here now, I haven't told anybody yet other than Sterling here. We're actually going to, if you're available, or whoever is available to come out there with us, and we may leave it open. I don't know. We're gonna do a little practice race Friday night. Be a little later, just to let the guys get out there and, you know, see if we can do this a little better than last week. So we'll try it out. See what we can do here and go with it. But I want to go beyond that. You know, as you were saying, the real thing and stuff. I know a few of our listeners know, but you are actually a real legend car driver. So tell us honestly how your season is winning legend cars.
Didn't really get to have one. I was lucky enough to race for a guy for 10 years or so and won a couple championships with him, and that just sort of fizzled out at the end of 2017, I believe. And I sat on the sidelines for the last 2 years. Now, I'm not in the position to be able to afford my own equipment, so I just sat on the sidelines and watched. And around this time last year, I was able to hook up with Bill Caldwell, and he offered me the ride in his car for the 2020 season. And so we spent the winter getting it ready for me, and, you know, trying a few setup things and whatnot, and knowing I was going to shake off some rust. And then COVID happened, and that, you know, the season kind of got a little bit postponed there for the start of it. But we were able to, I think we got 6 races in maybe total. And it's just a product of, you know, driving someone else's car. I mean, it's their car. And Bill wanted to venture on to something else, and I don't blame him. So that left me back in the bleachers, and that's where my 2020 season was, guys, in the bleachers.
Well, we sure hope you land in something else up there. But tell us about your history in racing, though. When did you start, and what did you get your start in?
I started when I was 14 years old. They had a stock 4-cylinder class out here at the local track at Brush Creek, and had a Dodge Neon, and put a cage in it and put a fuel pump in, and went out and ran that for 3 years in that class, and then got hooked up with Rob Puckett. He was venturing. This was about the time the legends were really exploding around here, and he put me in one of his cars, and ran that for 7 years. Won the championship in my 5th and 6th year, and the 7th year I was in position to make it 3 in a row on the white flag lap there at Portsmouth at the DTWC, and had a iRacing incident in turn 1, and that was the end of 3 straight. But yeah, so it was, I mean, then after, like I said earlier, after that, and then lost the ride there, and sat on the sidelines, got back in it. Now I'm back on the sidelines, and we'll see what the the future holds. I mean, I know I'll be back in something eventually, in my lifetime, but I couldn't tell you what or when or where, or how that goes. Just I guess the iRacing scratches that itch just enough to hold me over until then.
Yeah, that's kind of the way we are. We grew up racing as well, and the funds weren't there for us to be able to continue. So iRacing is a little cheaper. It's a little easier to hit the reset button for us.
I like to call it daddy's money, and I ain't got daddy's money.
No, I definitely hear you there.
You just have fun with what you can, whether that's watching or the iRacing or helping out if someone asks for it. But it sounds like you guys know, once you sit in that seat, it's not quite the same no matter what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, speaking of iRacing, how long you been on?
April of this year.
Really?
I knew.
Wow.
The whole COVID situation and not real sure what was going on. So I knew that I wanted to get my set up. I was sort of holding off to make sure I do it right. And once everything started to happen, I was a little worried that maybe quarantined for who knows how long. No one really knew what the status of the world was at that time. So I thought, well, now's the time to pull the trigger. So about in April, and fiddled with it a little bit here and there, had some fun. Then once we got to actually do some real racing, that took priority. And then once that was done for me, about the early part of July, from then on, these guys were going out and wheeling the real thing on Saturday nights, and I was in front of the computer monitor, getting my fix in.
well, I am glad that you've come on with us and racing with us on our little series that we've decided to start up here. And you just made Sterling feel real bad because you've only been racing since April, and he's been on there for about 6 years now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and outrun him like that. So you made him feel real bad.
I'm telling you.
I think these asphalt races that we got on that schedule there, they'll show who's been on longer. I think that's where it'll really shine, because it's what it seemed to me, at least on Sunday. You almost had a dirt versus asphalt, clan versus clan situation going on, and some of the asphalt guys, I guess you could say, held their own pretty good. But I don't know about us dirt guys on asphalt. I guess we'll wait and see.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
That's kind of why we wanted to do this series. I mean, not that, because I think there's great drivers from both sides. I mean, it's iRacing, so yes, it is. It's a simulation. It's not a real thing, but it's still it's racing to us. It's racing. I mean, regardless, and every racer. I don't care if you run go-karts, you run late models, or if you just run iRacing. When you get in it and start, you want to win. That is the common denominator there, is you want to win. So that's really cool, and it's awesome to get you on there and all that fun stuff, and see what else we can do the rest of this season. And we ain't got a long season. We're only doing 8 races, and we're 1 down. And so now you are the points leader.
Yeah, I like that. I'm pretty good at running points. I ain't gonna lie. I've had a little bit of success with it, and we'll hopefully just keep myself clean and see where it ends out come January or so when we get done with it.
Cool deal. Well, what kind of setup do you have?
I've got a G29 and a ultra wide monitor. I haven't quite pulled the trigger yet on going with triples or a VR, and the G29 wheel and pedal seemed like a good sort of entry level for me without dropping a little bit on the, Fanatec wheel or anything like that. But, so it, like I said before, it scratches that itch enough to where, like you said, it's a video game, it's a simulation. It's not quite the same, but it's still racing, and you get racers doing anything. It don't matter if it's a foot race. We want to be first.
That's right. Well, cool deal, man. Well, we sure appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us, and we will definitely see you this weekend on the track, and wish you the best at it.
Sounds good. If you got some time, I got a story for you guys involving involving one of the 17s. I don't know if it's the Fast 17.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
There it is.
When we were running down at Portsmouth where you guys were at, and it wasn't the DTWC, but it was just a normal show, and something happened where I had to go to a backup car, and I got behind Miss Ashley, and this is where the stories differ. My version is that she was already spinning out. I could see the 17 on the side of the car. I know she was spinning out. I got into her. I mean, that we can agree I got into her. Well, this was like white flag lap or something. We were running 5th, 6th, about middle of the pack maybe. But, I didn't think nothing of it going to the pits, and we're unloading, and they were pitted a couple of spots over, and I start walking over and was going to, see how the car was and, just sort of joke around with her a little bit. And next thing I know, I got a size 8 Alpine Star racing shoe flying through the air at my head that I got to duck out of the way. I look back up, there's a second shoe coming at me that I got to duck out of the way.
Oh, dang.
She managed to get her shoes off and was chucking them at me, and not in a joking way either. She there was ill intent behind them throws. So I thought it was best to just stay away. So I let it. Now we can joke about it, but even to this day, we can get a pretty heated argument about what the actual cause of that was.
So I'm assuming on that, her version of the story was you just went in there and dumped her.
No, 100%. And my version, I'm telling you, I mean, I saw when I see your numbers, I know you're sideways.
There you go.
I sort of helped you along, but it was it's one of those things where you won't ever forget it. You won't ever forget the sight of a shoe flying at your head, and it's funny to think about, man.
Well, that's fun to think about, and it's cool that y'all can now joke about it and laugh about it and all that fun stuff. Because I know how it is. You can be mad and fighting one week and park beside each other and best friends the next week. So that's always fun.
That's exactly that, man.
Yeah, well, that's cool, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on here and giving us some time, and we'll now call Ashley instead of the Fast 17. We'll call her Sideways 17.
Hey, you guys said that, not me.
We always joke with her anyway, so it's all in good fun. But like I said, man,
yeah. And I don't know how they did it. Her and Kel, Fast 17, normal 17. I mean, she won the race, but it's his car. I don't know. All I know is
I'm telling you,
I've never seen either one of them in front of me. That's all I know.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right, buddy. Well, we sure appreciate you coming on, giving us a little bit of time, and wish you the best of luck on Sunday night in our next race.
Not a problem, man. Enjoyed it, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Buddy. Appreciate it.
Cool. We want to thank Mr. Cole DeMint for coming on and hanging out with us a minute and telling us about his race there. And can't wait till this Sunday to do a little more racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody listening, he needs a ride. He's got the talent, obviously. So
definitely does.
Definitely. Get your Legends car, put him in it.
Especially if you were in the Ohio area.
Yeah, definitely so.
That's one of the most competitive areas for dirt legend cars.
Oh, man, they're everywhere up there.
In the country, apparently.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, looking forward to this weekend. Asphalt, like I said, Legends cars, probably one of the toughest things to drive on there, really. For whatever reason, I don't really know why, but we'll get through these first 2 weeks. Hopefully, everybody will behave this weekend and run clean races, and not try to kill each other. And we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, definitely will. Man, we are on to Langley now, and for our look at it. So, but anyway, guys, well, I think that's about enough for this show today. As always, we want to thank SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Draco Springs. Want to thank Randy Keene now with SRI.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's taking on all the brake work and all the technical side of being at the track with those guys. So that's
going to be
really
major
cool.
for it's going to be major for SRI. You know, that's that's a big plus for them. Bringing Randy on for sure. He's got a lot of knowledge and very friendly, very, very helpful person in many ways. So that will help SRI tremendously in many ways.
Definitely so. And also, again, want to thank Jeremy Conaway, super late model driver, coming on tonight, hanging out with us, Illini Racing Supply.
Check them out.
Check them out. Go get ready for if you guys are out anywhere towards the Midwest, especially you racers. Check out their open house. You'll definitely want to be there. We're probably going to try to. We're not going to be able to make it out there because I'm actually just going to be getting over shoulder surgery, so we're not going to be able to make it. But what we're going to do, most likely, we're going to try our hardest, is kind of do a joint, maybe a Facebook Live or something like that with Randy while he's out there, and get it and show us what's going on out there. We'll make Tilly hold the phone or something.
Yeah, we'll get something going on there.
So that's cool. Earl Ramey with Earl Ramey Racing Engines.
As you heard, dude builds fantastic engines, best of the best. You name it, he can build it. Can't beat it.
No, you
got a chassis dyno as well. So
yeah,
do it all.
All you guys that need to tune up your stuff and try out stuff you think will make power, schedule some time with Earl Ramey up there and
get on the list.
Get on the list because I heard it's a list to get on that chassis dyno now.
Absolutely, especially too if you need some engines refreshed or need a new engine built, call him quickly. He's got a big backlog, got a lot of stuff coming up for him to do. So if you need something done, get in touch with him, get your stuff up there, and get ready for next season for sure.
Definitely so. As always, we want to thank Forward Bite. I just got some stuff in from yesterday, actually. I put my helmet visor strip on there. I got some new koozies.
I love it,
some
man.
Stickers. It's cool stuff. Y'all gotta go check them out. So go check out Forward Bite.
Definitely get it. Check out all their apparel. Got all kind of new stuff.
Christmas presents.
Yep, absolutely. Got computers. Don't forget that. iRace computers, whatever. They got it. Go check them out. They got a lot of stuff going on. Follow them, share them, like them, you name it. Also, RMAX Solutions. Don't forget them for sure. Here locally around Florence area, here in South Carolina, but they can go wherever, get whatever, do whatever. In the fabrication industry. You name it. Like I said, plasma cutters, welders, plasma tables, press brakes, you name it, they got it. They can do it. They can repair it. They can get parts for it. They can get you used machines, set them up for you, get brand new machines, set them up for you, take care of them for you weekly, monthly, whatever you need. Check them out. Go help them.
There you go. As always, go check out Checkered, the new racing social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all get on there. When you get on there, guys, especially you guys in our on our iRacing league here, go on Checkered, get the premium membership, and a little bit of that portion of money that you pay for your premium membership is going to go to this this league that we're running on iRacing. It is going to the points fund. So basically, you go sign up. It's just more money in the prize fund for you.
Absolutely. Get your money back.
Exactly. So y'all go check all them out. Give them a like, follow, everything, download, all that good stuff.
All of it.
And we appreciate y'all listening again this week. Long episode, I know, but this was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So y'all, we appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate y'all tuning in every week. And we'll be seeing y'all next week.
Later.